Yes, I give thanks to life, man.
Serious thing. We are here again, Ballhead and the Grid. Give thanks for everyone tuning in from those times to now. If you get free time, make sure you check out ineverknewtv.com. Powerful reason with the one Yahki weekend. Reasoning there on the heights, don't want to miss. Also, have to let you know, make sure you tune in on Sundays. I Never Knew Radio. Yours truly, the Ballhead, there, juggling, roots music, lovers rock on WLOI.org from 9 to 10 on Sundays, 8 to 8 to what? Nah, I'm giving y'all the wrong thing. Sundays, 9 to 11. 9 to 11 on Sundays, Wednesdays, 8 to 10, and Thursdays, 10 to noon, all Eastern Standard Time. Also, if you want to hear some roots music with a powerful message and some sweet melodies, check out Far Eyes EP, Disrupting the Status Quo, in the description. Fire, what we're reasoning about today?
Yes, I. Yeah, and today we are reason about the power of music because enough people now understand that music is a medicine, you know. And music is a thing where can heal you, but it's not the something where can heal you alone, you know. There's an next side to it. Music is a thing where can tear you apart. It can very much tear you apart and destroy your whole mood, your whole mentality. So I that really want to discuss today something because we know something that a lot of people, everybody can relate to for the most part. And I know there's only a few. Them say in the world are probably about 2% or 1% maximum who don't listen to music at all, which so them consider it to be some form of abnormality. So what's the reason about it, no?
Nah, serious thing, and I can attest. That's a man that listen to music 24/7. This music thing. That's why music is so powerful. And I think that artists don't understand and fully grasp the magnitude they have to impact someone's life. And that's why we burn the fire so hard on the artists that use the music, that utilize their talents in a destructive way, because music can really change people's lives. It can increase their day. It can really bring a person out of the worst moments, out of depression, out of pressure. It could give a person encouragement. It could give you upliftment. I got a playlist. I got a playlist on my Spotify. All right, from I listen to that, it's time to work. You get what I'm saying? And it's just like, but it's nothing but uplifting tunes. And I give thanks for all the artists out there. And I will say that before we get into it, because in the past we burned some heavy fire in the artists. And in their defense, what I've learned is that a lot of them deep in their heart, if they were able to, they would make that type of music. If they were able to and actually be paid for it. So I think the reason they don't is because of the taste of the consumer, because they have to provide you something that you're going to pay for. And if they're making the music and you're not paying for it, they can't sit there and suffer, So, but this music thing, Far Right, I'm going to get right into the thing. There's a tune on United States of Africa album from Luciano. I'm not sure the year it was released. I think it was released in 2010. And I don't know, Dwayne Stevenson wrote all the songs on the album. Probably did still, right? But there's a tune called Moving On, yeah. Fire, it come like every time I listen to this song, it's like tears in my eyes, yeah. I can't. If I was to listen to this right now, you see my eyes water. The tune is so, anybody listening, take time. Luciano, one of my top artists of all time, right? Luciano. It's called Moving On. And it really captured the struggle of many men, Fire. It's on the, it's on like a revamped Smiling Face rhythm. You in the Smiling Face, right? It got the little modern to it, but yeah, Far, he just really captured the struggle of man in the sense that he's like caught in a little place where, he journeying, but he can't quit, and he just gonna continue the journey because he said, "Oh, I'm gonna turn back now," And most people can relate to that. And I can relate to that because people think because you're progressive, you don't have struggles and you don't want to quit and you don't have your down times. I think the only difference between those people and the rest of the people is that you continue. You know what I'm saying? And you have a healthy relationship with your mind where you could talk yourself out of certain things and clarify negative low vibes in your head. But yeah, it's just that journey finding the Seth. And then he was just saying how it's just him at the end of the day, and a lot of times we do get support, but it's you against you. Don't get it twisted now. Universe may send some people to assist, but at the end of the day, it's you with you, and decisions. It's decisions that you make really impact the outcome in the life that you have, and sometimes when you're there and you just want to give up, you gotta make that decision to continue. And what I learned in life, all right, when you continue, it's like sweet to tell you the truth. I don't know, sometimes you just gotta get to the next day, man. Sometimes you gotta get to the next day and like, yeah, that's a powerful tune. I say respect to Luciano, yo, because Luciano has so many tunes. Tell you the truth, yo. You have Over the Hills. You have a tune called Never Give Up. You have a tune there. What tune from Luciano really put the fire on them? You have a tune, Time is the Master. It's not a big tune, but it's a powerful tune. You have a tune called Under Jack Canopy. You know that one? Taurus Riley got a tune on the same rhythm. 1-2 Order. You know that 1-2 Order tune for Taurus? Luciano have a tune there, Under Jack Canopy. A very powerful tune. What is another tune fire that really, really get me going fire? Sizzla have a tune called What Does It Worth from Royal Sons of Ethiopia fire when it said can't bring no strain. Oh, they say can't bring no stress in the screen and the Zion fire. Your meditation. All right, you can't go stress out your meditation for your head to work. And these I'm telling you, these powerful. We just dealing with reggae for the podcast. Obviously, there are songs from other genres that carry the lick, but one more tune fire before you jump in the gong, right? He have a tune called Revelation, right? When the man said kill, cramp, and paralyze all weak heart, conception fire. That's one of the most powerful chants in one of the gong tunes. And many other artists have said it too, so don't get it twisted. I'm not saying gong's the origin of this, but the way the man said it and carried in the melody and the conviction in this man's voice when he said it, man, because this is an affirmation you should say all the time. Kill, cramp, and paralyze all weak heart, conception. If anyone unfamiliar with what I'm saying, you need to kill, cramp, and paralyze all the negative thoughts in your head you have about yourself, all right? You just got to catch it and acknowledge it and say, what is this? Not going to work like this. We're doing something different. If you're constantly, it's getting to your mind, it's not going to work. Because remember, it's not the fact of it working or not working, because you have no control over the outcome. But sometimes when those thoughts get in your head, you don't follow through with the action. And there are two things that happen when you follow through with the action. One, you're definitely going to learn something, right? And it heightens the probability of things working out in your favor. I want to be clear, I'm not selling no achievement speech. Am I being clear? Right? So I ain't telling you because you do something and you listen to this music, something gonna happen. I'm not saying that. But when the man said kill, cramp, and paralyze all weak heart conceptions fire, you have to be knowledgeable of the thoughts running through your mind, and no one else has to catch yourself and practice it to say this can't work. It's foolish. The mind is a weird thing, yeah. I don't think we clearly understand the mind, because the mind will take you all the way over somewhere you don't need to be, and you over here chilling. So you have to practice. My mind is listen, I'm going to keep it real with you. I really have to. I've been practicing, and I like to say better, but my mind will take me way somewhere I don't need it. I could be here chilling, having a good time, but my mind take me to some way dark place, you know? And I have to just work on myself to say this can't work. Like, why am I partaking in this behavior? It's just a thought. You know what I'm saying? Like, why am I partaking in this behavior? What's the benefit? And you just have to catch yourself. But Bob Marley, Revelation, numerous tunes from Luciano, especially moving on. Sizzla, What Is It Worth? There are many other tunes, but those are the ones I can say where really. Sasko have a tune called Grateful with Stephen Marley. It's a powerful tune now. Sasko have a lot of tunes, to tell you the truth. Sasko have a lot of powerful tunes, but you have a tune Grateful. That's a very powerful tune. Shizadek have a tune called Journey on the rhythm with Ivomar, Get Up and Show. I don't know if you powerful tune fire. You know, but the music, man, the music is definitely, I think you should use music in your healing too, because that's why you gotta be careful to the music that you're listening to. Because some of this music puts you in a darker place. Man, talking about killing people and depression and all this darkness, and you already struggling. So you're next, probably. You need to do, and sometimes it's good to listen to instrumentals too. I learned that from my Muslim brother, you know. No lyrics, just instrumental. You know, it kind of build up your spirit and have that vibe. All right. So, but what's some of them tunes there? I know some tunes that give you energy, but what's some of the tunes that, please share with the people, some tunes that are really kind of give you that inspiration, that energy that you need, you know?
And well, like me always confused when I get all the question about tune where give me the energy there, because I feel like it just depends upon the phase I'm in my life too. I'm personally for the reason, yeah, I think say But I'm more focused on the musical that rather than even the artist or the song them per se, because what we really want to say though is like, fire, sometimes the mind is a thing where it just overload with the realities of life, fire. And there's so much different things that take place in our life where as we you just said, you say it so perfect, how we can tie it back it tied to the music, like you said, so sometimes the mind's trigger and all far way over this of fire. I wonder how the mind reach over there, you know, because you know yourself not even conscious of that, you know. I know some and that's why I find music so fascinating because personally, my over addiction to music is something where sometimes I have to catch myself and move away from because so that's the reason I succumbs me personally, I succumb sports coming in my life, like football, for go watch I want football and cool up my brain, or what I want reasoning way. Not even reasoning because I feel like music could have still a bit too much in that. Because the over addiction to music is just it's a different type of thing. I feel like the only thing in a life that can carry human beings through without them getting too much of it. You know, like what I wanted to say, you eat a particular food that even though it might have potassium, it might have iron, it might have calcium, but you can't eat too much of it because if you consume too much of it, then it will lead to a problem in your life now. But when it comes to music, I feel like music is one of them type of medicine where it's normal. Like every song is like a medication for a particular ailment. So you say, you know, if a person have arthritis and them say them that take some Guinean weed or them have something else to apply for that particular thing, there's a song where apply for every single particular mood, every single particular moment will take place in your life. And you're not even overstands. Enough people never even take a plane yet for you to show your own music powerful. They never take a plane yet, but them know what going over Africa because them can listen to somebody from that environment and know what take place within the environment and feel the environment. And there I mentioned about even the instrumental is a key thing where, you know, enough people don't understand that music is literal. It sounds like a cliche. It sounds repetitive, but music is life in a sense where you can songwriters on any different sound. Because some musicians get inspired in them earth tone, and them earth tone there's just something where man record in a based on the vibes. The vibes are the settings where I wanted in, you know. And as so comes now you get even them instrument then. That's why instrumentals are important because instrumental can show you how different variations of thing in a life combine for form one pose, one sound. Because you'd never overstand say a drum, a beat pan a pattern, a 3, 1, 2, 3, and then something else, 1, 2, 3, 4, and something else a beat pan a different timing, and it's still combined for make a unison. So music is a thing where even we as human beings say we not have to be the same, you know. But when time we combine for build a force where when time people hear it, it sound like one, it have a unison towards it. And most people not understand them thing they fire say. And it's a thing where music are the only drug where you can overindulge, you know. I end up become a person who is like a deterrent to the society, like a tyrant to the society. Because I tell you that the way our music can captivate you, we're supposed to use music in a way where it just uplift. Because remember, you know, if you in a bad situation right now as a human being, I'm sure now probably the first thing you're gonna listen to a song for cool out your brain. And then it depends on all the song we are listening to because me personally, man always tell me say, oh, me this whole debate about how your music can influence crime and them things. That's garbage because set levels. Me don't see that personally fire. Me see cases where man and them friend get shut after and them thing then when time man come and sit down pan ends and go get himself together. The first thing him start do I listen some Vibes Cartel or him start listen some different type of dancehall tune and I say, oh them boy I go feel it. And I drink him alcohol. What you think that I do to him? In a film brain right off the bat that they say, you know, I gear up himself, you know, so he might use them words and them sound as a power for motivate him for retaliation, you know. So people always overlook them type of small things there. While just in an opposite case now, you have a youth where I study for your exam and I study for a major life achievement. And them say, all right, boy, them really ready now to get things together. What you think them are going to do to them? Are going to listen to some happy music and some music we can give them the vibes. They forgot in it with the right mind frame. But not the right mind frame, and then that in itself I can motivate them now to either go past them exam and start apply some changes to them life. And then the last part I want to say about this music thing too. Nobody gonna laugh, find this funny. because you realize that when most of the time the artists them I will listen to when I know them personally, right? But how them come so close to knowing why in our brain? You realize that music is our conscience, you know. And enough people, I'm sure not everybody can relate to that, you know. Music is like your conscience. You ever just hear a song and I say, oh, the man knows that me I think, or oh, the woman knows that this me I think. And yet you're the person that never meet yet. It show the universal nature of human being.
You know what happened with that, Fari? And I didn't write down what I wanted to touch on what she said, but I want to touch on this real quick. The reason that happens is the artist, for the most part, is the modern day philosopher. There's a brilliance you need to put a song. I don't think people understand how brilliant you need to be to put a song together. Yeah. Like to put a song together and put it towards with melody, because a lot of people have assistants, right? Before anyone to put a song together, there's a level of brilliance. Now what happens is this. Because we're so trained to not share our struggles and always present ourselves as everything is good, the artist now being vulnerable is just touching on what everybody else is going through. But if you were to talk to each other, you would come to the conclusion that you're going through the same thing. You know, so the artist is really opening themselves up to the world, which is very therapeutic for artists. That's why some of them really find solace in music. But it's just like when they're able to create, I think, in this truest form and not pressured by the system, I think that's why the most beautiful music is created. In these modern times, unfortunately, you have to really dig down deep to find it because they're not in the machine and they're not getting pushed in. The taste of popular culture hasn't been calibrated to accept what they're doing, right? But people are making a lot of good music. And I give thanks for these streaming platforms. I know there are negatives to it for the finances and all this other stuff, but I give thanks in regards to having access to music without having to dig through no crates and you know, because you really can now really get in tune, and it's easier to have access to true artists, true musicians that are really creating powerful sounds that are really impactful compared to the more commercial thing that's being circulated for whatever party and agenda, whatever anyone wants to say, right? Another aspect I wanted to go back to was you touched on it, but I want to talk more in regards to the negative aspect of music, right? You spoke about the cartel and this and that. Yo, be very careful of the music you're listening to, especially depending on the mood that you're in. If you're in an angry mood, I personally don't think you should be listening to violent music. Reason being, no, you need to get out of that space and cool off, you know, and like, I think, I don't know, the music thing crazy. Like, I don't understand how you have like a person in a relationship, but they listen to music that refers to women as garden tools and use the B word and, you know, all this craziness. I don't know how you can listen to that all day, but go home and be in a stable relationship. Because the message that you get doesn't coincide with the reality that you're in, unless that's your reality. You know, I never understood. I remember at a church. This was bugged out, bro. I was at a function with church people. I wasn't in a church. I was at a function with majority of church people. And when song came on, I think it was at the time Beyonce was running the place. And pastor's wife was just carrying on with the song, and I just felt that's odd. I felt that like contradicts everything that you represent. You know, so it's just like, I think the type of music people listen to really, I don't want to hear nothing about no entertainment now, because music shapes our thoughts, it shapes our behaviors, our fashions. You know, people, we need to do a reason on that. There's no fashion. Everybody got their own fashion, but they say, yo, no, whatever the artist is presents us or tells us what we should be wearing, that's what majority of people will be wearing at that time. So the impact of the artist is crazy. You know, and it's just like, yeah, we're in we're in reggae, so it's not a mainstream ride. We off to the side, but like the artists, these dudes are like, you know, they're very, 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 very impactful, and you need to be very, very careful of what you expose to, what you expose your ears to. You know, because remember, they're artists. I don't listen to all their songs. 'Cause I do listen to hip hop music, right? And you have artists where I can listen to one song, but I can't listen to the next. And the energy is just off. There's an artist there. I think his name is La Russell, bro, right, from Cali. Anybody listening, check him out. Dope artist. He has a lot of songs that I like, but he have other songs I just can't. It's not good for my frequency, so I don't listen to him. But you have to pick and choose. I don't think there's a. Go ahead. I was just gonna say I don't think there's an absolute artist out there where like all their music is like you can't listen to, because every artist that I've listened to, even Jay-Z or Biggie, they have a very powerful song in the catalog. So I can't say that all their music is bad, because that's just not the reality. You know, they have a quota to beat. They're in the industry. So, but I guess at some point they let them push in a little something there that really come from the heart, and those tunes really hit. We can't deny them. Yes, they're coming from the same person. We're complicated human beings. We have a duality or whatever ality within us. You know, the different parts within us. So I can't really say it, but yes, we do burn a fire on the music. That's very detrimental. But all of them has been able to express something. You know, have some good motivation song, Popcorn, yeah. Popcorn or whatever the proper name you say. Yeah, some good motivational tunes, yeah. They have enough foolishness tunes too. So I can't really say an artist that I've listened to. Maybe they're out there that's just absolute, just negative. I haven't experienced that personally, but maybe it is out there. You know, but you have to pick and choose. You have to really pick and choose what you're listening to. You have to really protect your eyes, protect your ears. You know, we can't be out here watching everything, and we can't be out here listening to everything, because sound, listen. I just think metaphorically it meant something when they say in the beginning there was sound, yeah. With the word sound power. Because most people, the pain that they have is not from physical, it's from words. So we have to acknowledge that these words things have a very, 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 very powerful thing.
Okay, you see, something one would want to emphasize though is, I think music over, because I mentioned a couple artists' name, but what me think personally is that music bigger than artists. Like, right, artists is just, you have a human we have to translate a message, right? Human beings have to translate message. So that, I think even for the sense of the reason that it's bigger than any artist, any given artist at all. The concept of musicians are just like one little vessel, one little small vessel where barely visible when it comes to the concept of music, because music created in such a large reach, a large impact, and that's why we have to pay a keen attention to something in particular. It name every song we listen to. Here's one thing we have to take place with this song. It have to be distributed. Alright? So if you think about the concept of distribution, you normally can think about drugs, you can think about any commodity being distributed. A same way, even though it's not tangible, it's the same way we're supposed to think about the concept of music being distributed. So you see, when music is being distributed, it's being distributed for a reason. Why do we distribute this particular product? Seeing, or this particular service? What is the concept we're associated with the distribution? Because when you think about distribution, a man talk about narcotics, you have the connotation towards narcotics. So you have to have a connotation towards the music where be distributed too. And that's why music bigger than any given artist, because if you think about the distribution from a company, which is a company is made for a profit, them are going to put out things where them plan to get returns off in regard to those record labels. But then we think about music more holistically. Sometimes the music not even have recorded too tough. Sometimes you can hear one live rendition of one music. Sometimes you hear some beautiful singers where hear some songs where them not even going to reach a half essence of popularity, but them music that touch your soul to a different type of core. And at that, me really want to emphasize the fact say, well, we don't really want to put the artists them too much in the spotlight for feel like say them have that control over music per se, because music have a bigger control even over the artist, because every artist did have to get influenced by some particular music. And that's why it even bring up more and more importance to their point. But there I say, there's no artist with 100% pure to the levels there, because them are going to do certain songs were powerful, and they are going to have songs in the midst way, but it not going to reach you. But even though it don't reach you, you know, the particular song they probably never meant for you still, you know, and that's the key thing to when people need for overstand, you know. So you see, people always compare artists, and I always find it weird, because while they can compare one athlete and one sport, and you can use some statistics for compare the artist there. Music is a total different concept. So you have a musician, theme power, purpose as a musician of a spread a revolutionary sound and to incite the revolution to a particular aspect. While the next artist, them about be the reminder for tell us, say, love have to go, we have to have some love and some tenderness. I think about intimacy. They have a next artist now where I give some example, where I deal with some motivation for you for know, say, all right, when you reach a particular stage, then you have a next artist too, when you're not even a sense of self-defense, you have to know, so you're not going to trouble people, but you have to have your self-defense stance, so you have to rugged and rough same way. So it's like you have a different ingredients for the different time in the way you go through, and every artist will come with some song. Even you think about even artists like called Phantom Mode, so you see how them man they kind of go off in them own world and I live in them own world. So, but when you think about the stage when them man that it come through some powerful and say give thanks and praise and them vibes there, it just give you energy. And even though you know about man like Yahki them where you know say them man and they have no morality attached to them for certain levels. Because it is what it is, we are rebel, we can't talk how we attack. But we attack about the song them. When you start listening to them man the song, you can't help but feel it when you think about R. Kelly them to same way. So that's a reality. We can use go across any genre, think about R. Kelly them and them man that who so immoral to certain levels and thing. But when you listen to them on the music, you can't help but to feel the different energy and the different vibration because the song them was meant for a purpose. And these men are just vessels of the message. So you have to understand, say, them are vessels of the message, and we can't really look towards him because artisting, if you focus on artisting, it's just a look one-sided thing. But the music bigger than any artist, and he's an artist, and we can tell that.
I'm glad you brought that up because I'm glad you brought that up because my musical mentor, the great Jeff Sarge, once told me, always separate the music from the artist. And I want to tell you one thing. One of the most disappointing things you could ever experience is meeting your artist or celebrity. I don't know the term. In general, right? Because that, as far as I just stated, that first of all, a lot of the tunes are written by another person. So we have to factor that in, right? So, but the fact that they are a vessel for getting that music out, and I think too many times we expect the artist to have the behavior of the song, and there are too many different. It's just a disconnect, right? And I think that's why people criticize artists so much, because they do expect, like, if a person's saying something, that their life should mimic that 100, and that's just not the case. Remember, it's a business. There's so many different ingredients that goes to the creation of a song. You may have 3, 4, 5 people writing one song. It took 5 different energies to get that message out, and now the talent is the voice to get it out to the public. But we take that talent as the person that's just, this person. Bugged out story. I remember Marvin Gaye, I was reading his book, and I was just reading how shy he was, and I thought that was so wild because he was presented as a ladies' man, and like he would send somebody over to talk to a lady before because he couldn't deal with rejection. You know what I'm saying? And like he wasn't like, it was bugged out, but basically his personal life did not match what the sex symbol he was presenting himself as, But yeah, just make sure you just don't accept the music and kind of don't have the same expectation. Don't let the words of the song shape your view of the artist. It's like you got to listen to the music in a different, disconnect the music from the artist, because or anyone who has been around particular artists, I'm pretty sure you were probably shocked at the behavior, and say, wow, all right, I didn't know you got down like that, but all right then, right? But no, that really is the case. And as a person who's been around numerous artists, I've experienced that firsthand, where that's why I don't go into an expectation with anyone I meet. I just, whether it's intellectual conversation or interviewing an artist, I just speak about their work and kind of like, focus on the work and not get too into the person, because it's a disconnect. One may argue and say, well, if you're, a gospel singer, I guess you're supposed to be holier than thou, but they're still a human being at the end of the day, because all of us have our faults and we have our shortcomings. So I don't know why you put an expectation on them you don't have on yourself. There's everything you say in your personal life you do or to a standard. So it's just like, why is that the case with an artist? Different standard, which is unfair. But I do encourage anyone listening to listen to some good music. There's a lot of good music out there, And I want to say, give thanks for you. Hey, listen, man, as I said, these things do have an exploitive aspect to it for the artist. So I will say that, right? But in regards to the music consumer, man, it's like the greatest time because a lot of good music, you have to be like in certain regions or certain circles that have access to them. Now, you have access to, it's a lot of people out there making great music, man. It may not be a commercial success, right? But it's great, 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 great music, both from a lyrical standpoint and musical standpoint. So listen to some, like, challenge yourself to listen to somebody, just listen to random music, fire, and you'd be shocked to see how many good songs you run into. I think we're so locked into this top 10 and whatever they're telling us to listen to, and like, yo, just listen to random artists, you know, and you'll be shocked. It's a lot of good music out there, man. I will say that there's a lot of good music. There's a lot of good music out there, and because I'm into this whole different R&B thing that's going on, and it's a whole vibe of people. Obviously, they're not mainstream, but they're making some powerful sounds with live musicians too, and they kick, you know, and we give thanks for them too, because it's a lot of courage and a lot of sacrifice to do this, because I know they're not getting the compensation that they would desire. Hopefully, they get something that where they can live their life, but you know, these people are really committed to the thing because they're making some good music and they're not compromising. They're not approaching this thing from a commercial aspect to the sense that we just gotta make this because this the guaranteed sound, you know, and that music hit different. So we give thanks for everyone listening. And another thing I want to say before we leave far is that be careful of the music that you're listening to, yo. Right? Be careful of the music that you're listening to. The music you listen to gotta coincide with the type of movement you gotta be on. It's like you have to propagate your own self to get your mind in order. You can't be giving all these different signs and energies to your mind, you know, because it's enough. We're bombarded with enough stuff. You have to really like hone in on what you're exposing yourself to. And you can't be listening to this rah-rah music all day. I see some people listen to some music early in the morning. I don't know if they're trying to wake up for it, but it's like it's just too much, yo. It's overstimulation. It's just too much going on, you know. You have too much going on in your head by listening to those things, you know. So we give thanks for everyone tuned in.
Well, and I'm want to what were part of them too, you know, because you know there is something a while ago very interesting, because you see when you rise up, you see the first step aside the type of things them where you put in your brain when you wake up. Them normally talk about it for food and them thing there in the aspect of consumption. That's why I'm telling them the music is distributed, so be careful, like, because that distribution means a lot, you know, so think about it. And then when you think about music, where you consume first thing in the morning, that gonna your subconscious and lead your day forward, you know. And a joke thing in the car, where you start your morning with any message you start your morning with, in the best beliefs, you have to apply that to the next person where you see, and then after that. But something else, I want to add towards the whole thing, for you see, the background music, something I want people start be more conscious of. Because music's so powerful that it all around where we not even overstand it enough. I'm not even meant for sound too esoteric on this, you know. But you see music so powerful. Alright, check movies. When you watch movie, why you think say them put for different scenes, them apply different particular music. You see, if it's a scary scene, you start hear them like a minor key there. And if you want to see the people happy, you start hear them major key there. Yeah, you have to be careful of background music, because sometimes, yeah, alright, it's like I find myself, say, when time I go a street, I catch myself sometimes I sing some tune, and I say to myself, but I never listen that in my personal space yet. Oh, I know them tune even word for word. And you know, to me, a man catch music so fast, but I walk past or I drive past and hear a song I play, and it might sound catchy. I'm have it in my head. So I realize sometimes there's some negative sounds out there. So you have to be careful, because background music is a thing where it will drown you out, and you're not even overstand it. I feel so. You know, I feel so lame. The music where you listen to, it probably did have you go too fast, and then you realize you start get tired after a time. You see me, I say, and you know, overstand, because it's not nothing where you consciously are listening, you know. So certain sounds in your background, you have to be careful. Like, you ever notice, like, you live in a city and you're in a place where be a construction I go on, and because all of them little knocking sound the way I go on, it just show you off, and your morning can't go and go there. You live near a train station, every minute you try to sleep, you start hear the train pass. At the same type of concept, and I really music that, you know, I want them know, you know, because a combination of sounds, you know, but the combinations of sounds that show you off, and at the same way, it go towards certain recording that combinations of sounds can show you off. So be careful of background music. It's not a joke thing. Music is a powerful something, man.
No, a serious thing. And as far as stated, all forms of propaganda has music. Music's very powerful in elections, sports, movies. Movies are very manipulative, but they do a great job too, man. Like, watching one kiddie movie with my daughter the other day, and like just the amount of songs that they throw at you, bro, and even the levels. Because sometimes what I notice with those is that the level of the music exceeds the talking. You get what I'm saying? That's a very powerful thing psychologically, because you always figure the talking would be higher than the music, but a lot of times they just give it in there, they bring it back down, and yeah, very scientific, right? They know what they're doing here. They know what they're doing with music, and we need to figure out what they're doing with music. And also, too, man, look at the music, because last thing I want to say with the mood is that, speaking to younger students, they were telling me how the music makes them more insecure and feel bad about themselves due to the bragging and, you know that vibe, like you don't have this or you ain't this and accomplished. So, like, if you find yourself in that, just turn it off, bro. You don't have to listen to it, So, we give thanks for everybody supporting the thing from those times. Get free time. Make sure you check us out, ineverknewtv.com. Make sure you tune in to I Never Knew Radio. I Reason there from Yahki Awaken. Don't want to miss that powerful reason with the brilliant breakdown. And make sure you check out EP. Speaking of music, you hear some powerful music, right? This is the truth. Check out Autarchii's EP, Disrupting the Status Quo. My favorite there was it Many Rivers.
Yes, I.
Yeah. So make sure you check that out, all right?